All right. Let's go ahead and hit one. So we worked a bunch on turning back through, right? You've done awesome. I think the last piece for you is really starting to learn to get the club in better position at the top. Okay, and I'd like to see you, we'll show you a drill. Okay, so you don't need the club, just throw the club on the ground, okay? You get your golf posture. Put this under your left foot. Hold that with your hands. Now get in your posture. Turn back and swing your arms to the top. Yeah, see, that's exactly where you want your hands to be. You see that? That's awesome. Do 2 or 3 more of those. Bug. Right. Do it again. Again. One more. Right? So that's where your arms need to go at the top. Now take a club. We got going ahead of you, Brady. Just stand here. We'll record it. But so Lexi's done awesome the last couple weeks. Her arms get crazy lifted up. Okay. Not a lot of foam. So I just showed her. Come here if you look at this. Grab that if you don't mind. Yeah. Look at this. Come on over here, Lex. See the difference in where your arms go, right? And so it makes you kind of turn more level, right?
Right.
Not get out on your toes as much. Like, I just think that band drill for you is something I'd take home and do when you practice. And I think, Brady, you'd agree too. I'm big on stuff you can do away from the ball, away from hitting the ball.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, you can get better doing that stuff at home, and you can practice. Like, you could take your band and practice, do a few of those and then hit a couple. Do a few of those and hit a couple. So jump in there now and try to make it feel like what it did with that band. You like that, Brady?
Yeah, I do.
Go to the top and show us one.
It's much quieter than it was.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And then the last piece for her, I think, and I love your, because you come at it things from different angles, is we got to get out of this at the top. You know, it's like where it starts with the club tumbling that way first. And go ahead and set up and make that new backswing. Right? So last week when she was actually here, I showed her how if she started with a lower body and started that and delivered it, what it would be like to do that, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you can get the club back there where we did with that band and then learn to do that, it could help. You got any suggestions on that?
Yeah. I'll give you this. So
You're looking to be a little softer, which is weird. You know, like this starts first, then the body doesn't really get to pump very much. So if you take one of these just for fun, and then if I was going to kind of show you what yours look like, you'd be going up and then there'd be a lot of noise kind of on this side, you know, because you're starting the club first. It isn't that you want to be here on that side either, right? We don't want it to be so far out there. We're looking for it to be right at the bottom. So in order to do that, I kind of have to let my arms kind of cruise a little bit as they're coming down. I don't want to all of a sudden add my hands to it. So try this a couple times, and I'm going to have you do it 3 different ways. Just do what feels natural first, where you kind of make some noise. You don't have to hit the ground with it at all. You're just going to swing it above the ground and go all the way through to the finish. We're just going to make some noise. Yeah, do it again.
That was less than before.
Nice. Okay, now I'm going to have you do one wrong.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to go up, and I want you to make the noise on this side kind of before impact. Okay, so make it now. I did it again. It feels weird, right? And do it now. That's weird. Okay, let's do it way late. Way after the ball, so you're going to feel that thing make some noise on the other end of it. There we go. Good. And do that one more time. Good. Now try to make it really loud at the bottom. Good. Can you make it a higher pitch? Whoosh. Good. So it looks to me like, and Tony,
Hold on, we're gonna have you do another one.
we want you to feel in your case that you're doing it later, because that's when we had the most noise and the best noise was when you were actually feeling it happen a little bit later. Let's do a couple more that feel like that. You're gonna feel it on the forward side of the ball. Good. Make a nice big backswing. Take your time. Forward side. That's it.
One more, make it swish at the ball.
Long backswing and go. Beautiful. Okay, Tony will show you what that looks like,
Right?
and that'll be different in this club. And I'll film that for you, Tony, if you want.
Yeah, just show. It's gonna take a second, this thing running without a ball. It's looking for the ball. I mean, you're gonna see that the club's a little out, you know, but like you're not throwing it as much as early on the stick. Here we go.
Yeah, you'll see a big difference between what the new one looks like on the left, and then when Tony puts the original one in at that same moment in time where your hands kind of, see how the club goes out away from you?
So look at the angle here. Right? See the difference? That's a bunch of angle difference, right?
As he keeps coming down further, you'll see that the club is almost straight when it's in your right leg right there. So go back a couple frames, Tony. One more. Good, and look at where the new one is in that same moment on the downswing. So when your hands are now over your right leg, because of where you're trying to feel speed,
Look at the difference.
looks pretty different, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get you to do that with a shot, you gotta understand, but the feel of that is gonna be good for when
That's
you
pretty
translate.
awesome right there.
Yeah. So that'll translate really nice to an actual shot. You won't be able to do it, and that club's gonna feel really heavy to you.
Okay.
But do a couple practice swings where you feel like you're doing the same thing now.
Try to put yourself back where we had you with.
Good.
Love that. That's really
Take your time going back.
Okay.
I knew that club was gonna be heavy, right? So take your time going back, and then, good, make that noise on the forward side and go all the way to the finish. Good,
That's
a couple
better.
more like that. So you're really taking your time, letting your arms relax on the downswing. There we go. Beautiful, that was the best one by far. Do one more that way. Good. So you know on the course when you're hitting kind of balls off the ground, and sometimes you'll hit the ground early, or you'll miss the ground entirely.
Yeah.
And then, like the guys you were probably playing with yesterday, they have a lot more experience. They're hitting the ball, then the grass a lot, right?
Right.
And that's how that happens. If you get your club head going first early, it's really hard to bottom it out consistently where you want it. But the second you can get your body going first, like
Right.
Tony said, and let your arms sort of soften, now the bottom of the swing's happening after the ball, and there's a lot more speed.
The other thing in that video with the stick, and the real good one down here, was how much more your hips and your body went that way to do
Right.
it, right? How much they rotated around. So I love that stick draw. I hadn't seen that in years. That was awesome, Brady.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Bringing back the oldies and goodies.
That's all I've got is the oldies. All right, let's hit a few. See what we can do.
And so one of the reasons I think I mean, for only having played a little over a year, it's phenomenal, right? But I think one of the reasons she's done so well is she's just tried to do one or two things at a time, right? So like these would be your two things, obviously your setup stuff, but if you can learn to put it there like you did with that band, and then you can do the stick drill and learn to do that. I mean, I think you do that for, a little short period of time at home, I think we'll have something.
All right.
Let's see it.
So you're just taking your time on this, feeling those arms softer, and trying to make some noise out in front. Cool, a lot more speed, and we don't ever care where they go.
Okay.
When you're trying to make a change, technically, you're just trying to make the change. The result of the ball, if it's good, we celebrate. Otherwise, we don't care.
Okay.
It's getting closer.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to let that club hit the turf either, hit the ground.
Soft arms, taking your time. Cool, a little off the toe.
Not bad.
Better,
Yep.
better though.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why we're here. Cool. Do one more, and we're gonna make it a little shorter and slower just to help you feel kind of the timing, because I know that's weird timing. Good. You did it on your own that time, so you just took a little speed away. And it's weird because you're kind of trying to wait a little bit on the downswing before you add anything, you know? Because what Tony said is true. The second you use your hands and arms, your body's like out. It's had enough.
Yeah. You're trying to me it looks like, and this is probably going from way back, but like she's trying to hit it from here.
Right.
You're trying to put the face on it from here. We're trying to get you to turn so then you can make it swish at the bottom.
Right.
Right.
A couple more small and slow.
Good. Better.
That felt so much better.
So
Good.
that was more solid, right?
Yeah.
Close?
Not bad. Do one more. And then we'll talk a little bit about that face,
Okay.
just for a minute. Wow, that was amazing. Great shot.
How different was that?
That was really good.
You gonna talk about face?
Yeah, so
I just tell you, like, what, just for your organization, if the ball's starting right, what do you think's making it start right?
If it goes right, I'm probably.
Good. So the face of the club, and
Right.
you've answered that better than most people that play golf, because they think that
More than most
Yeah,
of our tour
people think
players.
The direction they swing makes it start, but it's just literally the face. So when you hit one that's going right, that face is just going a little bit right when you make contact. So one of the things that we want to do is get this thing to kind of go a little bit. And you can see the more I let the club head swing, it more it wants to kind of turn and touch. And that's not a bad thing. You know, so I don't want to come down and try and be tight and keep the face straight. I want to actually let the club swing
Let it
through a
go.
little bit. Exactly. And so if you do that early, it's hard to organize that. But the more you relax and then it kind of slings through, that's kind of the idea. Do a couple that feel like that. And that last shot you hit was awesome. But do a practice swing and feel like you're making a swing that would make the ball start more left than even you would want to by changing the face. Great. Do that again. Same rhythm that we were talking about before. Nice backswing, arms come down, cruise. Then we get that face through a little earlier. Good.
Boy, that's totally different right
Yeah.
there.
Good. That backswing looks so much better than the one Tony was showing you yesterday. One more nice and relaxed, taking your time, and then release. That's so good. Let's hit a couple easy that way.
Okay.
So we don't have to be full, but maybe half as far as we know you can hit it, just so that you can control that face a little bit.
Okay.
Better. Good. And let's try and get one that actually goes left, which will be a challenge,
Okay.
but something we want, because wouldn't it be neat if you knew how to make a ball go left or right before you ever swung? It's one thing to aim over there, but if you can start to control the face and have that awareness of where that is, it makes your adjustments on the course much better, because I promise you, Tony and I both never played around where we hit the ball right in the middle of the fairway on the first hole and didn't deviate all day. You know, good players are always missing a little one way or the other, and they're fixing that. And to do that, you have to have control over that thing. So let's try that again and see if you can get that face to left when you make contact. Exactly. That's the old one. Show me where the new one would be. How would that face look on the way through? Ooh, good. Stay there for a second. Let's talk about that. That one more time. Good. Okay, so we want, believe it or not, the toe of, how weird is that?
That's really weird.
Okay, so let's do a practice swing that feels that way. See if you can get that toe to go through like that. Now, you got it. Okay, let's hit one that feels that way. So that toe's gonna feel like it's flying through a lot earlier.
Okay.
Oh, very straight. Good job.
How about that? Huh?
Kind of cool to make it go straight. Same thing.
Okay.
Do it again. Try and get that face to get through there so it goes straighter. Nice. So those last two, much more at the target, right? And do one more. And whenever you're practicing, a little slower and a little shorter is always good because it gives you a little control. Why is everybody so nice in this house? What's going on?
Because we're nice people.
That's awesome. So good.
You guys out west give us a bad
I
rap.
think we do. We gotta really slow down and take a few lessons from Tony.
That's scary.
When the door's closed, it's closed, right?
When you can't shut a shut door.
There we go. See if you get that face through. Cool, even though it's a little bit thin, right idea. One more. So thin means just the bottom of the club.
Yes, sir.
Feels a little clanky.
Just let it brush the turf.
Okay.
It's a ton better at the
Yeah,
top
great
though.
job. Awesome, and going straighter. So I think what Tony, the backswing stuff is so much better that you can start to think a little bit about what we're talking about today. We don't want it to be tight from the start. We want those arms to kind of soften on the downswing so you can make some noise out in front. Almost always there's alignment sticks on the range that you can mess around with, and that noise is really good feedback for you. And then you have the power over that club face. You can control that.
Yeah.
If you're seeing balls go offline and go to the right, you know, okay, that face is pointed right when I hit it. I just need to make sure I can get the face squared up. And it's one of the fun things about golf is experimenting and seeing what you can mess around with and solve on your own. So don't be afraid if you've seen some right shots, try to hit a couple to the left.
Let's go back through your 3 drills, right?
Great.
Right? So let's have you do these, right?
I got this
Okay.
stick over here.
Yeah. Because I think this would be good for you. And when you practice, if you cycled through these, good. Do it again. Do it for us. So like, look how different that arm position is, right? And if you just learn to do that, there you go. 2 more. Right? So much less lift, right? Now, Brady's going to hand you the stick.
I'll make that noise out in front on this one.
Okay.
Good, nice and relaxed swing.
Feel that same backswing you just made and make it swish from there.
That's
That was one of her best ones.
right, beautiful. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, now grab your club,
Okay.
and I want you to show me just a little backswinging through where you show me the ball that would go right without a ball, and then the one that would go more left. No ball, just you in the ground. So as you're coming through, in fact, we're not going to hit this. We're just going to kind of be a slow-mo camera. So the club's coming down. Show me where's it going to go right.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
right. Now show me the one that's going straighter now. Good. Can you go even a little slower? Because you had it. We just want to make sure that we can see it. So go nice and slow on the way through the toe. You got it.
There you go.
So that's your mission, those 3 things.
Now hit one slow.
Okay.
Cool.
One more. Atta girl.
Beauty.
Good work.
Nice job.
Feels a lot better.
You like that?